Welcome back to the 38th National Veteran Wheelchair Games, co-presented by the Department of Veterans Affairs and the Paralyzed Veterans of America. I'm Michael Carrottenuto, bringing you swimming, brought to you by Highmark, the event sponsor for swimming. And this week's live streams are brought to you by USAA, the official media and technology sponsor of the 38th National Veterans Wheelchair Games, as we're well underway here. As again, very interesting as we see the 50-meter backstroke. So down and back, Olympic-size swimming pools. So 25 meters each way. And that first heat, we had Lisa Coriel, Michelle Smith, Rory Cooper, William McElroy, Mark Sanders, and Fred Garraway as they get it underway. Again, the 50-meter backstroke. For the and again, the higher levels will go longer distances. So we have the 50-meter backstroke, and then we have the 100-meter backstroke. And then after the 100-meter, well, we'll have two heats actually of the 100-meter three heats of the 100-meter backstroke. Pardon me. And then we'll have the 50-meter breaststroke and the 100-meter breaststroke.
Number 70.
And then 100-meter breaststroke, 50-meter butterfly, 50 free, 2 heats, 100 free, 3 heats, 75-meter individual medley, 200-meter individual medley, and then 100 free, 200 free of 2 heats. So yeah, and now that's for the 3 through 6. The quads a little bit shorter, but we have our first heat going off there. The 25-meter backstroke. James Howard is in lane 1. Lane 3 is Yurik Restenkov. Wayne Ross is in lane 4. And lane 5, Alfred Coe. So again, 25 meters. And again, the 1s and 2s, again, more of
the event number
a lot of the guys, a lot of the competitors that you see like in quad rugby and the different in slalom, obviously the course too, but again the quad. So the 25-meter backstroke is
lane 3
coming
to
the wall.
Lane 4
they get there.
Mark Hartney. Lane 5 Billy Pierce. Lane 6 Andrew
So now we have
Edgley.
the
Lane 7
100-meter backstroke.
Cedric Getter.
And the higher, the
And
3
lane
through 6s. And that's third grade. So again, they have more function. So for the 100-meter backstroke, we have Mary McGriff in lane 1 and lane 2, William Fry. Watson Conley is in lane 3, occupying lane 4, Mark Hartney. Billy Ray Pierce, softball player, played some softball. Saw Billy Ray out there, is in lane 5. In lane 6, Andrew Bechtel also played softball. Cedric Jeter, 3 softball players in a row. He's in lane 7. And Redzuan Radzik, pardon me, is in lane 8. And this is the 100-meter butterfly.
Event number 2.
And they're going both pretty much at the same time. And again, very interesting as you'll see, obviously the
lane 3.
the great shots that we're getting here at the pool.
Lane 4.
Abby Hosey giving us the great shots, working along with David Heil as we see the huge pool, great aquatic center here in Oviedo. Just a eyelash blink away from the convention center.
Joel Rodriguez. A pool, event number 2.
Well, if you're just joining us now, welcome back, though, to the 38th Annual National Veterans Wheelchair Games, again, co-presented by the Department of Veterans Affairs and Paralyzed Veterans of America. Swimming brought to you by Highmark, the event sponsor. So as we get the 100-meter backstroke set for the 3 through 6s, so gave lane assignments there. And then the second event, the 25-meter, second heat of the 25-meter backstroke, Josh Birch, rugby player, in lane 2 and lane 3, Davis Celestine. Well, we got a few rugby players because he is as well, and so is the next man, Gabriel Diaz de Leon in lane 4. Tim Kelly in lane 5, Todd Kemery in lane 6, and Joel Rodriguez in lane 7. And that'll be the 1s and 2s, but what we're looking at right now is the 100-meter backstroke.
Next event, pool.
Well, I'm making the turn there.
100
And that's,
backstroke.
looks like that's
Event number 3. Lane 1. Robert Martin.
looks like that's lane
Lane 3.
1 with a nice
Kathleen Tilbury.
actually lane
4.
3,
Mary Lou Corrigan.
touching the wall and headed back down.
Lane 6. Deborah Yates. That's event number 3 on the B pool.
And again, no use, I mean, getting in the water, obviously, you know, things are a little easier swimming, but still no use of the core. I mean, the backstroke, again, all arms, not really have. Some have, again, the 3 through 6s, some will have, like the amputees, have a little bit of use. Well, they are making their way at the 100 meters here. And then as we look across the 25-meter backstroke, again, wrapping up over for the 1s and 2s. Again, not having as much function, like I said. I mean, really no use of the cores, but then again, having some function. And the 3 through 6. The 3 through 6s here to, as we're looking at right now. And again, 100 meters. Backstroke in all arms, so down, back for the 100 meters. Solid job there.
Next event in pool
Lane 3 and 4 finishing up. It was Mark Hartney in lane 4 with a great job there, the 100-meter backstroke.
Pool A, event number 3. Lane 1.
So now Pool A.
Cherry
So Pool A again,
Gage.
like I said, the 1s and 2s, more of the quads.
Lane 3.
So now the 20, another the
The 501.
third of 5 heats for the backstroke.
Lane 5.
Or sorry, the
Jesse
third of 3
Graham.
heats for the backstroke. Terry Hayes is in lane 1. In lane 3,
Lane 6.
Babette
Brett
Payton.
Smith.
In lane 5, we have Jesse Graham,
Lane 7.
a rugby
Mason
player as well.
Simons,
Brett
606.
Smith,
And lane number
playing
8,
rugby, is in lane
Scott
6. Lane 7
Number
is
82.
Mason
This
Simons
is
and
event
Scott Severn.
number 3, A
Simons and Severn. Severn will be in the gold medal game in the championship for rugby, saying the first time he's gotten to play with a friend of the broadcast, Ryan Lindstrom, was telling me that the white dot, because the white dot that Ryan Lindstrom had on his head, he goes, he's always been my little brother because that's the exact same spot. This is crazy, where Scott Severn got struck by lightning.
Attention, veteran athletes.
So, yeah, first time he's played rugby with them, as they are off in the 25-meter backstroke. As Joel Rodriguez, Mason Simons here in lane 7 trying to get back, but it looks like Brett Smith may have gotten to the wall first, as Jesse Graham inside of him. Scott Severn getting to the wall, Mason Simons. Davis Celestine is like making his way back. Great job by Celestine. Again, just the focus and discipline and how hard they're working. beyond inspirational and motivating is the least of it, but Celestine again has a little bit more to go, reaching back for the almost to the wall on the backstroke. Looks like one more. Yes, and he gets to the wall. Great job there by Celestine finishing up. Or I'm sorry, that was Davis was in the last heat. That was
Attention.
Babette Payton.
Attention, veteran athletes. We need.
So now, as we head for the B pool, the 100-meter backstroke, the second of 3 heats.
On lane 4,
in lane 1 is
Deborah
Robert
Yates
Martin.
on lane 6.
In lane 3, Kathleen Tilbury. In lane 4, Mary Lou Corrigan. And in lane 6 is Deborah Yates. So that'll be the 100-meter backstroke, the second, like I said, of 3 heats. So, a little bit of a humid day here, but not too bad. A little overcast, a few clouds, a teeny bit humid, but again, the athletes in the water are definitely enjoying the pool. As getting the volunteers again doing such a great job in getting the athletes, helping them get them out of their chairs, and then getting set, getting in the pool, and then getting out. Again, it is a challenge for them, but they just tackle it.
Water! Does anybody need water?
As they are off in the 100-meter backstroke. Pool B. Head over to Pool A. They'll have another. I'll start the 25-meter breaststroke, and Holly Coaster will be in lane 1 and lane 2. Ray Hernandez, Daryl Layer in lane 3. Austin Parker in lane 4.
Lane 1,
Swimming in lane 5 will be Ken Brookins.
Lane 3,
Patrick Burns in lane 6. Hey, Mikey
Lane
G
4,
in lane 7.
Austin Parker.
Michael Gilboa in lane
5,
7, and
Ken
Michael Luberto in lane 8
6,
for the
Patrick
25-meter breaststroke.
Lane 7, Michael
say-
Gabalt. And lane 8, Michael Luberto.
He was saying earlier, he said he had another event looking for the dressing room, so we'll see how our fellow broadcast partner does as they are off.
Go.
Look at Mikey G flying back. He's in lane 6, lane 7, pardon me. And looks like the middle of the pool, looks like that's Ken Brookins. Maybe getting to the wall first, or I think just edging him in lane 6, Patrick Burns. Oh, well, that's what I have. It says 25 meters, but they're going down and back, so I'm guessing it's 50.
Attention, better seats. B pool, next event.
So now
Event number 4,
now they're coming back
100
down on the.
backstroke. In lane 1, we got Orlinda Marquez.
I'm saying it's a breaststroke. They're doing
Lane
a backstroke,
2,
so
Rose
may have been
Gantz.
missed.
Lane 3,
Misuse there,
Daniel
but now
Dorsch.
they get.
Lane 4, Harvey Leak.
Back to
Lane
the start,
5,
and it looks like
Joshua Fry. Lane
Austin
6,
Parker in lane 4
Robert
and
York.
Ken Brookins in lane 5.
Lane 7, Steve Miller.
So
And lane 8,
now we
Louis
have the
Monken. Event
third
number
of
4, B pool.
3 heats of the 100-meter backstroke in the B pool. Orlinda Marquez in lane 1, Rose Gans in lane 2, Daniel Dorsch in lane 3. Lane 4, Harvey Leak. Joshua Fry in lane 5, Robert York in lane 6. In lane 7, Steve Miller, and Louis Monken in lane 8. In the wonderful city of Oviedo. Again, like I said, just a hop, skip, and a jump away from the convention center. What a beautiful, again, aquatic center, aquatic and gymnastics center actually out here, but we are in the pool as event 4 getting ready to go in pool B. Again, 100 meters, so down and back, down and back. And the whistle blows to get everybody set. Again, big crowds around, bringing the families out, watching the participants again in the pool. And it's, again, you always shouldn't say always, but again, how much we use our cores and the fact that, like I've said throughout the week, they don't have real use of their cores. And I mean, it's all, a lot of it all upper body.
Attention veteran athletes. We're in A pool, event number 5. In lane 2, Wayne
Another
Ross.
25 meter, well,
Lane
does
4,
breaststroke again. I don't know if they're going to do
David
breast or back, but
Celestine.
nonetheless, Wayne Ross
And
is in
lane
lane 2.
6,
David Celestine
Joel Rodriguez.
in lane 3, or in lane 4, pardon me. Gabriel Diaz de Leon in lane 4, and Joel Rodriguez in lane 6. Yep, and they are doing the breaststroke. Off to a good start. See Davis Celestine in lane 4. Gabriel Diaz de Leon right below him again, both play rugby. So Gabriel yesterday being that great pick man again, is whatever his team needs. Davis Celestine making his way down. Look at that, getting the shoulders above the water. Like I know for the breaststroke, you want to get those the shoulders up as Celestine doing a good job. And Josh Birch, or pardon me, Wayne Ross in lane 2. Both just beats him to the wall, and Celestine finishes up. As Gabriel Diaz de Leon now getting there. And Orlando, such a gracious host to the wheelchair games. So many volunteers. Yes. And finishing up there is Wayne Ross. Finishes up the 25-meter breaststroke. next breaststroke heat there. So you will have Terry Hayes in lane 1. Babette Payton in lane 2. Lane 4, we'll see Scott Severn. He's swimming in quite a bit today, is Scott. So he'll be all stretched out and loose for the rugby gold medal game tomorrow, which will be here for you. Wheelchairgames.org/live-streaming.com. You can see the schedule and events that we have left. We've flown by here at the games. Along with David Heil and Abby Hosey and Michael Caratanudo. So glad we could bring this to you. Again, we're in Oviedo, right by University of Central Florida. Was it Central Florida? UCF, right? Yeah, it wouldn't be South Florida because we're not in South Florida. So yes, I was like USF, no UCF. So in the area there,
Event number
and they are
6.
off.
In lane 1, Terry Hayes. Lane 2, Babette Payton. Lane 4, Scott Severn. Lane 6, Jesse
It is
Graham.
UCF. Sorry, just UCF.
And lane
Just you.
7, Brett
Man, tough
Smith.
crowd here. Tough crowd here. Keeping us on our toes here in Florida. But it is not Phoenix. I know they say the humidity and it is a little sticky, but I don't know. I still might take it over 115. So is 100-meter backstroke still going. Bruce Moinkin coming down. He's going to make the turn at lane 8. Robert York in lane 6. Looks like he's got a nice pace going. Look at Robert York getting the extension. He must have done some swimming even before this competitively. That is great form there in the backstroke, knifing his hands through the water. Man, you can see him up top in the screen there getting to the wall. This might be his last time down. But man, Robert York. You can see him coming into now and again, just getting the great extension with his arms. Knife in the hands. Again, like you want through the water. And getting to the wall, and man, York is done. What a job by Robert York in lane 6. Man, just cutting through. Oh, Jay Taylor's here in front of us. Multi-event athlete. Nice feature on her. She competed very well in the slalom yesterday. As the rest of the 100, man, but Robert York, look at that guy. I was going to say, he must have been a competitive swimmer. I'll have to find that out. Man, just chatting with some people.
Next heat in B pool. Event number 5. In lane 1, Lisa Coriel.
Yeah, so.
In lane 3, Rory Cooper.
So as that wraps up,
In lane 4,
Lisa Coriel will be in the 50-meter breaststroke. Will be Lisa Coriel in lane 1. Lane 3 will be Rory Cooper.
Mark Sanders.
William McElroy will be in lane 4, and in lane 5, Mark Sanders. The 50-meter breaststroke as a 25-meter breaststroke in Pool A. I think we're on. I think that may have been. I think we might be headed to event 7. Again, we're going through it fast. So as we get set now, finishing up in, it's like Harvey Leak finishing up, doing a great job, along with Steve Miller in the 50-meter or 100-meter backstroke. Getting cheered to the line. What a great job there. As they finish up.
Next event in A.
So yeah, that was lane. Well, that was Harvey Leak. Either way, in lane 4.
Event number 7.
So event number 7 in lane 2. Again, Ken Brookins, 50-meter backstroke here. Right next to him will be Patrick Burns.
Lane 3. Patrick Burns. This is A pool. Event number 7.
So that'll be event 7. As we're coming up here, so Ken Brookins and Patrick Burns, 50-meter breaststroke down and back as they are off. Looks like Patrick Burns with a just a little bit out in front of him, but Brookins doing a good job of drafting him there. Always helps to get that little bit of a draft. As they are, well, to the, oh, there it is. Burns touches, and then Brookins finishes right behind him. Great job by those gentlemen. Oh, man. And this, as we get to the finishing up the breaststroke here, even in Pool A with the 3 through 6s, but we're going to head into the butterfly in Pool 2 shortly. And, man, you think of the butterfly, again, it epitomizes swimming, literally using every muscle of your body, using everything. And, again, to not really have use of your legs and your core doing the butterfly, even at 25 meters, it's going to be absolutely amazing. First up will be, we'll have Wayne Ross in lane 2. Babette Payton in lane 4. In lane 6 is Scott Severn, and in lane 7 will be Brett Smith. So the butterfly will be very, and a lot of the athletes, they got the right idea. They're just hanging, they're just staying in the pool if they have multiple events. Keep cool. Stay in the pool. Again, now they're getting set for the 50-meter breaststroke. So Lisa Coriel in lane 1. In lane 3, Rory Cooper, William McElroy in lane 4, and Mark Sanders in lane 5. Nice day here in Oviedo, Florida. And they are off. Oh.
Next event on the A pool. Event number 8. In lane 2, Wayne Ross. In lane 4, Babette Payton. In lane 6, Scott Severn. And And in lane 7.
So as we get ready for the 25-meter butterfly,
Event number 8.
definitely want to thank Highmark for being the event sponsor of swimming. As well, we are off in the butterfly. So I see Brett Smith out in lane 7. Out in lane 2. That's Wayne Ross. He's making his way down pretty good. Scott Severn in lane 6. Finishing up, getting the 25 meters down.
Mark Harney to B pool.
Bet Payton there in lane 4. Just almost to the wall again. So tough to do.
In B pool.
Again, getting your breath and everything. Wow, great job by Peyton there.
Mary McGriff. Lane 1.
As
Mary McGriff.
well, they're encouraging her, and
Lane
she's
3.
almost to the wall.
Watson Connolly. In lane 4. Mark Hartney.
Volunteers cheering her on again.
Lane 5, sorry.
What a great job there as she touches the wall
Lane
and
7.
finishes up.
Cedric Getter. And lane 8.
Well, now the 100-meter breaststroke will be in Pool A,
Event number 6.
or Pool B, pardon me. Mary McGriff will be in lane 1, 100-meter breaststroke. In lane 3 is Watson Connolly. Mark Hartney in lane 4. Billy Ray Pierce back in the pool in lane 5. In lane 7 is Cedric Jeter. And Raduzan Razik is in lane 8. Redzuan Razik in lane 8. And this is the 100-meter breaststroke, so down, back, like I said. So Mary Watson got the swim cap on, getting the goggle, or Mary McGriff, pardon me, getting the swim cap on, goggles ready, getting in the water. As competitors getting set to go. Talking to some of the athletes last night, again, as much as they participated, and yeah, they're working out. We had Chris Hall on with us for the bronze medal game in rugby last night, in which congratulations again to Team Apollo as they took the bronze medal. Chris Hall and his Mercury team will take on Team X. Ryan Lundstrom, Steve Severn, and the guys, and they'll take them on for the gold medal match tomorrow.
In lane 2, Wayne Ross. Lane 3, Alfred Cole.
So now we're getting set for event number 9.
6, Tim Kelly.
25-meter freestyle.
Joel Rodriguez.
Wow, Uric Rosetnikov. Yeah, Yurik Rosetnikov in lane 1, Wayne Ross in lane 2, in lane 3, Alfred Coe. Josh Birch, rugby player in lane 4, and here we go, in a run of rugby players. Gabriel Diaz de Leon in lane 5 for the 25-meter freestyle, Tim Kelly in lane 6, Todd Kemery in lane 7, Joel Rodriguez in lane 8. As they are off. And the 100-meter breaststroke. And the great job there is getting to the wall. Alfred Coe, Wayne Ross. Again, finishing the 25 meters.
B pool, event number 7. In lane 1, Douglas Godfrey.
So the 100-meter breaststroke in the B pool.
Orlinda Marquez.
Douglas Godfrey will be in
lane
1. Orlinda Marquez. She played rugby as well.
In lane 7,
Harvey
Joshua
Leak.
Fry. And in lane 8,
Is in lane 5. In lane 7,
event
Josh
7.
Fry. And in lane 8, Robert York. For the 100-meter breaststroke. Man, no pun intended, but they are literally just flying through these. Man. Athletes get out here. I'm sure the athletes want to go teeny bit slower, enjoy the pool, get a little sun, get a little competition in. So as they're getting set, but again, families out here and all the volunteers. We got the drone out here, drone hanging out with us. Like that. The other day in basketball and rugby just coming up. Drones are so cool. I know, side note here, but it's a great angle to see the games at. You check out the highlights on wheelchairgames.org, right? Check out daily highlights. We'll have that. Features as well, too. Again, so athletes are phenomenal, and you start talking to them and get their stories. Like just talking to Scott Severn today, it's just insane. The first time he got to play with Ryan Lindstrom in rugby, so they've been competitors for quite a while. Never thought they'd end up on the same team, but as competitive as quad rugby has become, and guys playing with their local groups, and I mean year round. And we talked to Chris yesterday about the Oscar Mike, but the white spot that Ryan has on his head is the exact same spot that Scott Severn got struck by lightning years ago. And it's just, yeah, he said he's always been my little brother. But, yeah, so that'll be a great gold medal match. We'll have that tomorrow. But, yeah, I mean, such a great job. Everybody, our guy Pogo out in the field. Arturo making sure everything looks good. Staying healthy. Stay healthy, Arturo. And we got Cornelius again with the drone, giving us great angles. Abby's brought us a great shot. Steph out talking to athletes. Again, I mean, we've been at the convention center mostly, but you see it. I mean, there's so many different venues for a lot of the events. They moved softball inside. Last year, or 2 years ago, was the first time they said they moved softball inside. Guys were getting too much heat exhaustion doing these games in the summer. And again, it's a lot of work for them to do it, but man, what a championship match we're going to have. I'm guessing we might see a lot of runs scored. Saw a lot of offense as A pulls off as the 25-meter freestyle. Man. In lane 6, he crushed that. I want to say it's Brett Smith. No, Brett Smith just finished up. Who's in That's Scott Severn in lane 5. Well, the aforementioned Scott Severn. On a side note, he's the first person I've ever personally met and talked to that has been struck by lightning. I mean, that's very... being in battle is scary, but just walking along one day getting struck by lightning, I gotta think that would be extremely scary. Yeah, Severn with a nice swim there. Oh, that was a 25-meter freestyle. Now we'll have the 50-meter freestyle. And as the 100-meter breaststrokers are finishing up. That's Harvey Leak as he finishes up. And we'll
Attention vets. B Pool. Second announcement. Event 7. Douglas Godfrey in lane 1.
Oh, well, now we are getting to.
In lane
Sorry,
3,
I'm trying to skip
for
event 7.
Linda
That was finishing up
Marquez.
events of the 100-meter breaststroke, but
In
the
lane
next heat of the
5,
100-meter breaststroke
Harvey Leak.
will be Douglas Godfrey in lane 1, Linda
Joshua
Marquez, like I
Fry.
said, in lane 3, Harvey Leak in lane
And in
5,
lane
Josh
8,
Fry in lane
Robert
7, Robert
York.
York in lane
This
8.
is B Pool.
So I went to
Event
event
7.
7 instead of 6, but that was Cedric Jeter finishing up in that last heat, Mary McGriff. Watson Conley, Mark Hartney, Billy Ray Pierce, Cedric Jeter, and Radzuan Razik. So now as we get to event 7 again, another 100-meter breaststroke. The next heat, the second of 2 heats. Said Douglas Godfrey in lane 1, Orlinda Marquez in lane 3, Harvey Leak in lane 5, Joshua Fry in lane 7, and Robert York in lane 8. So we'll see if Robert York is, what kind of start he gets off to. And with that, we'll see what what they can do as they all get set now at the start line.
Event 11 on A Pool. Lane 1. Holly Coaster. Lane 2. Jeremy Butler. Lane 3. Jose Reynoso. In lane 5, Ken Brookins. In lane 6, Patrick.
All
Burns.
right.
In lane 7, Michael DeBalt.
All right, so we're getting ready for the 50-meter freestyle there in Pool A. Holly Coaster is in lane 1. In lane 3, Jose Reynoso. Ray Hernandez in lane 4. Ken Brookins in lane 5. Patrick Burns in lane 6. Michael Gilbo in lane 7. And Michael Luberto in lane 8. 50-meter freestyle, so down and back. As they get going. $50-meter freestyle. Look at that. Touching the wall, now coming back. That's in lane 5. Looks like Ken Brookins. Also in lane 2. Right there, lane 2, Wayne Ross. As they're coming down, finishing up. Ooh, great job there. Look at that. Man, that's a very, very fast heat. As Michael Gilbo and Michael Luberto coming down. doing a great job. Look at him working hard.
Next event on B pool. Event number 8. In lane 2.
Michael and Michael coming to the end. Look at that.
Lane 3.
Man, 50 meters down and back. Great job.
Lane 5.
As Michael Luberto touches, and right there, Michael Gilbo touches. 50-meter freestyle.
This is the B pool, event 8.
So event 8 now headed to the B pool, the 50-meter freestyle, 50-meter butterfly, lane 8. Pardon me, event 8. So Watson Conley in lane 2, Cedric Jeter in lane 3, Kathleen Tilbury in lane 4, and Orlinda Marquez Tilbury in lane 5, Marquez in lane 7. So Conley in 2, Jeter in 3, Tilbury in 5, Marquez in 7. So the 75-meter individual medley. I think that's up next. I think we're up to event 12.
Event number 12 in the A pool.
Yep, we are event number 12, the 75-meter individual medley.
Lane 3, Gabriel Diaz de Leon.
So in lane 2, we have Wayne Ross.
Terry Hayes.
In lane 3, we have Gabriel Diaz de Leon. Lane 4, Terry Hayes. Lane 5, Babette Payton. Jeremiah Butler is in lane 6. Occupying lane 7 is Jesse Graham. And Brett Smith will be in lane 8.
Lane 8, Brett Smith. A pool, event 12.
That's Cedric Jeter. Coming down the pool in the 50-meter butterfly.
I'll just set it up. Yes. Minimal guidance was provided. Sorry, man. Otherwise, I'll just drop it wherever.
On pool B.
Correction for event 12 in pool A. In lane 3, we have no athlete at this time.
Looks like Gabriel Diaz de Leon here, not reporting. Again, so glad you could join us here for the 38th National Veterans Wheelchair Games, co-presented by the Department of Veterans Affairs and the Paralyzed Veterans of America. And thanks so much to Highmark for sponsoring swimming as we are here in Oviedo. Just in the neighborhood of UCF. As they are off. 75-meter individual medley. Brett Smith going down lane 8. Looks like he has got to the wall first, and in lane 7, Jesse Graham. Brett Smith turns Jesse Graham right there. '75-meter individual medley, so they will finish down at the other end.
In the B pool at this time, event 8. In lane 2, Watson Connolly. Lane 3, Cedric Getter.
So getting ready for the 50-meter butterfly now. Event 8. Watson Conley, like I said, will be in lane 2. Cedric Jeter in lane 3. Kathleen Tilbury will be in lane 5. Orlando Marquez in lane 7. But as we stay with the 75-meter individual medley, solid job here by Brett Smith. Extending this lead just a little bit. He makes the final turn. With the freestyles, you see Jesse Graham working hard to get there. As, look at that, Brett Smith doing a little bit of a lead. Jesse Graham, Jeremiah Butler now making a little bit of a push, but it looks like Brett Smith is going to finish the 75 meters. Nice big arm strides there as his form. Brett Smith gets to the wall. Solid job there by Brett Smith. Man, Smith got, it's pretty close between him and Jesse Graham, and then when he made that, when he got to the 25-meter mark, made that turn, came back down, started to pull away. And it's Freestyle carrying him all the way down. Hey, so glad we could welcome you back into the 38th Annual National Veterans Wheelchair Games, co-presented by the Department of Veterans Affairs and the Paralyzed Veterans of America. I'm Michael Caratanudo alongside Dave Heil directing, Abby Hosey giving you the great shots of this swimming event here at the Games, brought to you by Highmark, proud sponsors of swimming. It's like, Cedric Jeter making his way down, and then look at that. Watson Conley here on the 50-meter freestyle, or no, pardon me, 50-meter butterfly. Yeah, Conley's doing the butterfly. I was like, man, he's working a little too hard if he's doing freestyle, but Watson Conley. Solid job there. So Kathleen Tilbury back in lane 5. Making her way down, doing a great job. Now Watson Conley turning it on. A bit of a break there in the middle, but look at his form there. Great job by Conley as he gets to the wall, getting cheered on by the volunteers. And again, volunteers have been absolutely amazing. We talked with, during the slalom yesterday, talking with our friends from UPS. With our friends from UPS about all the volunteers that they have. Man, great job there. So turning it on at the end.
Next event in Pool 8. Heat number 13.
Well, looks like the second heat in Pool A, the 75-meter individual medley. We have Ken Brookins in lane 2. In lane 3 will be Patrick Burns, and in lane 4, Michael Gilbo. Man, I can't wait to hear from him in slalom tomorrow. He might be a little tired tomorrow. Again, well, and I was saying towards the end of the week, I mean, athletes talking, going from, when we talked to Ryan Lindstrom, I mean, he had a slalom, obviously quad rugby, got into softball. Again, just an amazing job by all, and they come here and they play so many sports. I mean, we talked to Jimmy Green, and playing softball and playing basketball and just getting involved, and like I said, wanting to win. And again, you do want to win. I mean, we're all competitors at heart, no matter what we're doing. But just the camaraderie here and the suggestion and the help, well, suggestions, yes, but helping each other in the slalom, and tomorrow again in the Super G. If you didn't get a chance to check out the Super G last year when we did it in Cincinnati, the Super G is just absolutely amazing. And it's head-to-head, so it's not bracket style, though.
On the B pool. Event 9 on the B pool. In lane 4, Rory Cooper. Lane 5, William McLeroy.
And they are off there
Mark Sanders.
as Ken Brookins,
And
Patrick
lane
Burns, and Michael
7,
Gilboa in the
Damon
middle
Slaughter.
of their
B pool, event 9.
finishing up their 75 meters. Oh, no. That was the first 25 as they head back down. Coming back down, 75-meter individual medley as we're checking it out. And it is going to be close at the wall. It's Patrick Burns. And they got 25 more meters left. Oh, man, this is going to be a close one. Look at their freestyle. They are just cutting through the water, staying up top, gliding like you want to. Man, I can't even do it that good. It's Ken Brookins, Patrick Burns. As looks like Brookins taking a little bit of the lead there, but it's going to be close at the wall as he comes up. And yes, just gets to the wall. What a race there between Burns and Brookins. And Burns touches up there. As we look to the
Announcing event 14 in Pool A.
already at 14 in
In
Pool
lane
A.
2, Jurek Resenikov.
50-meter freestyle just finishing up there.
Lane 5.
Rory Cooper was in lane 4. William McElroy in lane 5. Mark Sanders was in lane 6. Damon
Tim
Slaughter
Kelly.
in lane 7.
And lane 8, Joel Rodriguez.
So finishing up
Pool, event 14.
event 8. So now we head to event 14 in the A pool. The 50-meter freestyle. Yurik Resentenkov is in lane 2. In lane 3, Alfred Coe. Wayne Ross will be flying down lane 5. Tim Kelly occupying lane 7. And Joel Rodriguez in lane 8. And for Wayne Ross, again, we get set for the 50-meter freestyle. 50-meter freestyle also, I want to say, coming up in Pool B. And they are off for the 50-meter freestyle. And Joel Rodriguez closest to us here in lane 8. Tim Kelly right inside of him. And Wayne Ross in the middle of the pool. See Alfred Coe set in lane 3, and then Yurik Resetnikov is in lane 2.
Event number 10. In lane 1.
So as they're headed
Michelle
down,
Smith,
having a turn, we'll have event 10 in lane in Pool B. The 50-meter freestyle, Michelle Smith will be in lane 1. In lane 3, Lisa Coriel. Occupying lane 5, Rafael Sanchez. In lane 7, Sean Gibbs. And Fred Garraway will be in lane 8.
Fred Garraway.
As well, they're making the turn now.
Event 10.
50-meter freestyle is Rodriguez on the outside. Doing good. And you know, the one thing I've caught is that with the freestyle, again with the quads, is that they do it on their back as long as they do it like they're doing freestyle forward, because again, tough to stay above the water, and on the back a little bit easier. Again, the feats that they accomplish and what you think of every day is just absolutely amazing. As they're coming to the line, it's Joel Rodriguez trying to get there first. Very close. It's Rodriguez with a solid run there. It's Coe and Setnikov come in. Wayne Ross. Tim Kelly coming down now. Finishing up. Great job by Tim Kelly. As Tim Kelly again getting encouraged by the volunteers, his fans behind him. As almost to the wall. Just a few more. And Kelly touches the wall. As now we head over to the 50-meter freestyle in Pool B. Like I said, Michelle Smith in lane 1, Lisa Coriel in lane 3, Rafael Sanchez in lane 5, Sean Gibbs in lane 7, lane 8 is Fred Garraway.
A pool. Event number 15. In lane 1, Terry Hayes. Lane 3,
Garraway getting down pretty good in lane 8.
Lane 5, Scott Severn. Lane 6, Jeremiah Butler. Lane 7, Jesse Graham. And lane 8,
in lane
Brett
1,
Smith.
Michelle Smith
Group A, event number 15.
coming down. Now look at this job here. Fred Garraway in lane 8. Sanchez catching his breath in the middle of the pool there. Now finishing up the last bit of the 50 meters on the freestyle, getting encouraged and just And swimmers always looking at the color of the buoys. You can see that separate the lanes because they know where they're at in the pool, and he's almost there, encouraging them, and just about to finish up, and he does. Great job there. Well, we got event 15 going on in Pool A. Terry Hayes, a 50-meter freestyle, will be in lane 1. Babette Payton will be in lane 3. Scott Severn in lane 5. In lane 6, Jeremiah Butler. In lane 7, Jesse Graham. And Brett Smith in lane 8.
Proceed next event. Event 11 in the water already. In Pool B. Lane 1, Watson Con. Lane 2, William Fry. Lane 3.
So event 11, the 100-meter freestyle. Well, we get to the
Lane
long ones, but the 100-meter freestyle right now is Watson Conley in lane 1. William Fry will be in lane 2. Mark Hartney in lane 3. Billy Ray Pierce is in lane 4. In lane 6, Cedric Jeter. Redzuan Razik in lane 7. And Roy Gray in lane 8. As we get the 50-meter freestyle, event 15 started over in the Pool A. Terry Hayes is in lane 1. Babette Payton in lane 2. Scott Severn again in lane 5. And Payton's in lane 3. Severn in 5. Jeremiah Butler in 6. Graham in 7. And Smith in 8. And this is 50 meters down and back. Lane 8, Brett Smith again. We saw how he finished last time, him and Severn. Well, Severn looks like he gets to the wall first.
We will have a whistle start. Whistle start in Pool B.
Severn with a getting out there. Solid lead for Severn, and even inside that, Babette Payton coming down, Terry Hayes, but Severn out front. And again, just cutting through the water. So coming to the line, and Severn gets there. Babette Payton gets in. And now Butler, Graham, Smith, or Jesse Graham finishing up. As he gets to the wall, Brett Smith done. Man, what a heat there. So again, we get set for the 100-meter freestyle. Gave you the lanes as they're getting ready in Pool B.
Remember, folks, it's a whistle start in Pool B.
Waiting for Watson Conley, but he's back. Oh, man, the 100-meter freestyle. We saw what he did in his last race. So we'll see. See what William Fry, Mark Hartney, Billy Ray Pierce, Cedric Jeter, Redzuan Razik, and Roy Gray can do. But man, Watson Conley as he gets now getting set, gets in the water. Again, the 38th edition of the National Veterans Wheelchair Games, co-presented by the Department of Veterans Affairs and the Paralyzed Veterans of America. So glad you could join us. I'm Michael Caratanudo as we are here at the Aquatic Center in Oviedo. Swimming brought to you by Highmark, the event sponsors. Again, so glad can get them on board as, well, we went from, well, typical Florida day, heat to, is it drizzling? Is it going to rain? Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Well, typical Florida day.
Make some noise.
A few raindrops. As, again, they're making their way down, though, the 100-meter freestyle.
Event 16 in Pool A. In lane 2,
William Fry looks like he's moving. Also in lane 3, Mark Hartney.
Austin Parker.
Yeah, lane 3, Mark Hartney
And in lane 6,
moving down.
Michael Gabalt. Pool A.
So
Event 16, sorry.
event 16 in Pool A, the 100-meter freestyle. We have Holly Coaster in lane 2, Austin Parker in lane 4, and Michael Gilboa in lane 6, as they are off to the races. But as we stay with the 100-meter freestyle here, Roy Gray again in lane 8. Now we head back to the 100-meter freestyle, event 16, which I'm thinking is the last for Pool A. Watson Conley again making his way down in lane 8. Or in lane 1, pardon me. As we're looking now at the 100-meter freestyle there. Well, that is a big lead for Austin Parker. Look at Austin Parker cutting through. Holly Coaster making her way down. Michael Gilboa, as he's Gilbo, broadcast partner of ours. Very busy in the pool today. Very busy as he's coming down lane 6. You see him there. Well, he's halfway done. Holly Coaster again getting back. Austin Parker again just cutting through the water.
Event 12 on the B pool. In lane 1, Kathleen Tilbury.
And look
In
at
lane
that.
2, Mary Lou Corrigan.
As Austin Parker.
In lane
There's he, Michael
4,
Gilboa.
Douglas
Passing him there,
Godfrey.
and then headed to the wall. Then Holly Coaster
Lane 5,
about to make
Frank
the turn
Wilson.
into the
And
home
in
stretch.
lane
And
7,
as
Modesto Cirillo.
she's able to
Event 12 in the B.
well get to the wall and make the turn. And Austin Parker. Look at Austin Parker. Gets to the wall. Nice 100 meters there by Austin Parker. As see Holly Coaster, Michael Gilboa. This Coaster again there making the final run in the stretch run. And Coaster will come to the wall as Michael Gilboa now making the his approach in his final stretch as he's just about to get to the flags. And if I'm correct, that is the last event in Pool A. Let's look at Gilboa finishing strong. And he did the slalom earlier yesterday as well. Sat with me for a softball and the slalom in the afternoon, breaking down the slalom, how tough it is. And look at that, they're cheering him on. And Mr. Gilboa is going to touch the wall, and finish up his day. Great day of swimming. And now as we head back to the 100-meter freestyle, it's like we have looks like the 100-meter freestyle, Linda Marquez in lane 1, Rose Gans in lane 2, Deborah Yates in lane 3, Brian McCrickard in lane 4, lane 5, Harvey Leak, Joshua Fry in lane 7, and lane 8, Robert York. In the middle of the, looks like Harvey Leak. Lane 5 there. It's, yeah, Harvey Leak making the turn there. And, well, Linda Marquez touches the wall. Heading back down now. Okay, so she's halfway through as looks like some raindrops are starting to fall. So we go from humid and sunny to trying to cool everybody off with the showers. And the competitors in the pool finishing up, but we did finish Pool A. That was the last event, 16 events. So is Olivia, well, coming down to the stretch there, and look at this.
Okay, Rose.
Brian McCrickard. Linda Marquez finishing up, Rose Gans.
I think it's inside.
As they finish up the 100-meter freestyle. Great job there.
Event 13 in the B pool. In lane 1, Orlinda Marquez. Lane 1, Orlinda Marquez.
Oh, that was, well, that was event 12. That was event ahead. See? They're going back and forth. They speed up. So that was actually Kathleen Tilbury in lane 1, last one, and then Mary Lou Corrigan in lane 2. Douglas Godfrey was in 3. Frank Johnson. Frank Johnson's here.
Brian McCrickard.
In
Brian McCrickard.
5, and then Modesto Cerrillo in lane 7. Now we are in 13 for the 100-meter freestyle, the third of 3 heats. Orlinda Marquez, yes, will be in lane 1. Rose Gans in lane 2. Deborah Yates in lane 3. Brian McCrickard in 4. Harvey Leak in lane 5. And Joshua Fry, lane 7. Occupying lane 8 will be Robert York. So now I'm on the right heat. Man, they're just going so fast. They even put me ahead in schedule. And they are off. As Orlinda Marquez in lane 1. Wow. Orlinda Marquez, look at her just cruising down lane 1. It looks like Brian McCrickard in lane 4. Orlinda Marquez getting that stretch. And again, yes, this pool they have a lot more function than we saw with the quads in Pool A, but still, I mean, not really having use of the core. And Orlinda Marquez, man, she's got the swim gear on and everything too. She is cutting through the water. Also, like Josh Fry in lane 7. Yeah, Josh Fry crushing it in lane 7. Both him and Orlinda Marquez. It's going to be a close race to the finish line as we see Fry touch the wall. Marquez just slightly there behind him, getting a good push. And here comes Fry starting to turn it on. And Orlinda Marquez in lane 1. And she is looking to, well, she's looking to her right, so she's kind of getting an idea of where Fry's at. But look at that, Fry, oh, this is going to be close. Fry coming to the wall, Marquez right there. There's Fry, there's Marquez. Marquez touches. Ooh, I don't know if Fry touched right before, but what a finish there. What a great 100 meters by those two. Brian McCrickard now in lane 4. Crickard coming down, and then we have Harvey Leak. Look at that, lane 5, made the turn, finishing strong as Harvey Leak. And here comes McCrickard. There comes Harvey Leak, finishing strong. And look at that, well, it rained for a few seconds, and now the clouds are clearing and the sun's back out. Gotta love the southeastern weather. Yeah, this Harvey Leak touches the wall, but man, Orlinda Marquez and Josh Fry.
Announcing the next event in Pool B.
So now we are at event 14, the 75-meter individual medley. We got 3 competitors. Rory Cooper will be in lane 2, Mark Sanders in lane 3, and occupying lane 5, Fred Garraway for the 75-meter individual medley.
This is event 14 in the B pool.
Yeah, that's funny. The A pool clearing out, the rain goes away, sun coming out, everybody's happy. They're going back to change up and head back to the convention center or their respective hotels. We have softball championships tonight. I almost forgot about that. Yes, if you go to wheelchairgames.com/live-streaming.com. Yes, it is a lot, but wheelchairgames.com or wheelchairgames.org/live-streaming.com. You can check out the times, but the first game is at 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock. I will look. But we do have softball tonight, and oh, softball championship at 8 p.m. Sorry, it's one game. It's not 2. It is a championship game. So the softball championship will be at 8 p.m. Again, wheelchairgames.org/live-streaming.com. So that is that as we get set for the 75-meter individual medley in Pool B. As participants in the pool, again, Rory Cooper in lane 2, Mark Sanders in lane 3, and in lane 5, Fred Garraway, lucky number 5. So So as they get in the pool and get set, here at the Oviedo Aquatic Center, Highmark, the proud sponsor of swimming, as we got our 75-meter individual medley competitors in the pool. And the whistle blows as they are getting set. So great, just like Jimmy Green said the other night, and we used it before, but a family reunion of over 600. And they are off in the 75-meter individual medley. You see Rory Cooper there in lane 2, and him and Mark Sanders in lane 3. But then Fred Garraway, good to be in the middle of the pool. A little bit of disadvantage, though, competitive-wise, as you always hear swimmers, nobody next to him. Looks like Garraway, though, not doing too bad as Cooper and Sanders, again, 75 meters, so down, back, and then they'll finish down at the other end. As well, pretty much getting to the wall at the same time are Sanders and Cooper. Garraway not too far behind. It's a pretty close race. Looks like Sanders taking a little bit of a lead over Cooper. And the next up, man, is a 200-meter individual medley. That's a glutton for punishment. I'd rather do the and I know not having relays here, I get that, but when I look at the Olympics, I always was thought the smarter ones that did the team medley. So you only got to do well, if you're doing 200 meters, 4 or 50 meters, but they do have the 400-meter individual medley, so then you're going 200 meters. So that's a little bit of a jaunt. Didn't mean to confuse anybody with the word jaunt, means distance.
Announcing the next event in Pool B.
So, as
Event
well,
number 15.
nice turn there by Sanders.
In lane 2, Watson
Cooper,
in lane
oh, now
3,
Cooper takes the lead. Rory Cooper
Cedric Gitter. In
takes the
lane
lead, but
5,
Mark Sanders, and now coming to the wall,
Tilbury.
just about to get to the wall and make
And
the
in
turn
lane 7,
is Mr.
Orlinda
Garraway
Marquez.
as Fred hits
Event
the
number
wall.
15
Well, you
in
look at
B pool.
now Mark Sanders, wow, on this part extending his lead. Yeah, as Cooper trying to chase him down, or I take that back, it's Rory Cooper that finishes it, 75 meters, so Rory Cooper gets there first. Mark Sanders will touch second, and making his way down as he made the turn and now cutting through the water pretty smoothly, Fred Garraway. As Garraway finishing up. And he will touch the wall and end his 75-meter individual medley. Great job there by Garraway, but man, Sanders and Cooper made it pretty interesting. Rory Cooper just edging Mark Sanders out. Now we have the 200-meter individual medley. So these guys are, yeah, they're down, back, 8 times. So Watson Conley will be in lane 2, Cedric Jeter in lane 3, Kathleen Tilbury in lane 4, and man, Orlinda Marquez, she'll be in lane 7. We saw what she did just a few in the 100-meter freestyle, now in the 200-meter individual medley. So as they're getting set now for the 200-meter individual medley, again, want to thank Highmark, the sponsor of swimming here at the 38th edition of the National Veterans Wheelchair Games. As we are getting set for the 200-meter individual medley. And again, competitors called over, getting set in the pool. As we're getting the competitors from the 75-meter, as they are a little help exiting the pool. Well, skies are clearing up. It's a clear day out. And, well, they get the okay, and they are starting. Again, Watson Conley in lane 2. Cedric Jeter in lane 3. And Kathleen Tilbury in lane 5, or Linda Marquez in lane 7. And yeah, that's I can see Marquez. That's Marquez's. She's got the whole swimming gear. She's got the suit. Suit. As Marquez makes the turn.
We have 2 service announcements.
And Orlinda Marquez, man,
towels,
look at that.
The towels to the towel receptacle.
The butterfly, just absolutely strong there.
The stopwatches, please return into the volunteer tent before leaving. Thank you very much.
Now she'll head into the backstroke. There's Kathleen Tilbury as she's coming to the making her turn. Nice job by Tilbury again. Butterfly. Sure, every swimmer will say a different thing, but I'll say the toughest stroke in. The toughest stroke in swimming is Tilbury made the turn, but now Marquez is headed back down. Her backstroke again, getting the big arm swing. Great job there by Orlinda Marquez. And just putting on a show today for her supporters and fans. As Marquez up, and you see Tilbury there. Oh, she's making her way back down, but Marquez just stretching it out. She has had a heck of a performance today. I mean, did the 100-meter freestyle, and now in the 200-meter individual medley. As Tilbury, backstroke, getting to the wall. Not to make the turn, and she's making the turn back, but man. Orlinda Marquez just, well, the endurance and strength there, you have to admire that. As
I think that fell from up there.
Tilbury turning around, but Marquez touches, and she is on, well, the freestyle now, and we saw what she did in the 100 again, getting that big arm swing. Well, she was all warmed up from 2 races ago as Tilbury, the breaststroke, doing a great job, though, making her way down. As Marquez will turn for home in her final, I want to say final 25 here. And Kathleen Tilbury again working hard. Gotta get the, it's tough to get the shoulders up on the breaststroke. You want to get that drive, but again, not having full use is what makes this more challenging and makes it more unbelievable. Look at Orlinda Marquez, though, just cutting through the water as she touches. Volunteers and fans cheering her on. And here comes Kathleen Tilbury. Again, then she'll just make the turn into her freestyle. Great job by Tilbury. Again, as she touches the wall, makes the turn, and now starts her freestyle. Here's where, at that again, great form cutting through the water. Staying closer to the lane, kind of helps the water get a little bit of a push, a little draft. More experienced swimmers than I can attest to that. As Tilbury, wow, gets down, just about to get to the wall. Volunteers encourage her as she touches, and now she'll make the turn. And man, finishing up this very tough individual medley, 200 meters, as Tilbury makes the turn. And now is just about halfway down, but again, any swimmer at any level, you get to the last stroke, yeah, you want adrenaline to carry you, but at the same time, you're just, your whole body's pretty much jello. Well, maybe not Olympic swimmers, I guess, at that level, but me, I know 200 meters, I am done. And look at the strong finish there by Tilbury as she gets to the wall and finishes the 200 meter.
In lane 2,
so,
Rory Cooper.
Now we head to the 100 meter freestyle, lane 16. And in lane 2 will be Rory Cooper. Occupying lane 3, Mark Sanders. In lane 4, Damon Slaughter. And then in lane 6 will be Sean Gibbs. Cooper's been busy today. Slaughter's been in a few, Sanders. As they will get set, 100 meter freestyle. And then we have 2 heats of the 200 meter freestyle, and that will wrap up swimming. As they have, they're in the pool. Oh, thought they were starting. As Rory Cooper, Mark Sanders take off closest to, or in lane 2, Rory Cooper, Mark Sanders in 3, Damon Slaughter in 4. So, and then Sean Gibbs out in 6. I don't see Gibbs in 6. So, yeah, we got 2, 3, and 4. And it looks like in 3, Sanders with a little bit of a lead here in this 100 meter freestyle. As well, they're all close to the wall. Just about touching at the same time. Look at that. I mean, it is identical. Cooper, Sanders, and Slaughter all touching at the same time. It's Rory Cooper in 2, Sanders in 3, and then Slaughter in 4. As looks like Sanders in 3 now. Trying to build on that lead, but Cooper not letting him get too far. It's Mark Sanders now, well, stretching the lead out just a little bit. Cooper's still right there in striking distance as they are halfway done now. When they may hit the wall and make the turn, they'll be halfway done. So, and look at that. Sanders makes the turn first. As he's got the lead, but Cooper there right inside him in striking distance. And now we see Damon Slaughter making his way down. But Mark Sanders Again, just holding on to that little bit of a lead as once they hit the wall and come back, that'll be the final stretch. We'll see if Cooper can make a run at him, but Sanders, look at that. Sanders gets to the wall, touches it first, makes the turn. The final 25 meters now for Sanders as Cooper gets there and touches. Now trying to see if he can make a run as Damon Slaughter coming into that last little stretch before he makes his turn. But it's between Cooper and Sanders, and actually Sanders now extending his lead a little bit. Look at Mark Sanders in lane 3. That's just stretching out. Beautiful form there, both of them stretching out. It looks like Sanders getting that reach and push just to hold his lead, and Mark Sanders will touch first. Great 100 meters there. Cooper not far behind as Cooper gets to the wall, and now we see coming back making his final approach is Damon Slaughter. Damon again with a nice reach out there as Slaughter again competed. I think he played in softball as well, as I recall.
Please come to lane number 7 for
So
our last event.
Damon Slaughter.
Small change.
Damon Slaughter.
And we're combining event number 17 and number 18.
Oh, wow. So,
And
well,
it's
they're
gonna be the
combining
lanes that
17
you were
and
originally
18.
scheduled for, so I'm gonna now.
Well, there were some people in
Right.
multiple lanes, so
In lane 2, Mary McGriff. In lane 3, Mark Hartney.
okay. So Mary McGriff is in lane 2. Mark Hartney is in lane 3.
Kathleen Tilbury.
Kathleen Tilbury in lane 5. Or in lane 4.
Orlinda Marquez.
In lane 6,
And in lane
Orlinda
7,
Marquez. And in lane 7,
Godfrey.
Douglas Godfrey.
Combining event 17 and 18.
So
Yeah, it'll pop up 200 yards away.
well, as we get set, as they combined, again, 17 and 18. So Mary McGriff is in lane 2, Mark Hartney in lane 3, Kathleen Tilbury in lane 4, said Orlinda Marquez in lane 6, and Douglas Godfrey in lane 7. Got a coach here. What's up, Coach? How's it going?
Oh, it's going great.
You're,
The weather's staying up.
You're sweating a little bit.
Oh,
Sweating
always.
a little bit.
It's hot here.
Charlie Wright. Charlie Wright.
Correct.
Charlie Wright joining
Yep.
me. He's a coach, and man, swimming is tough in general. I've been talking about it, and we know. I mean, swimming. Even talking about it yesterday during rugby. I mean, it's the sport you think. When people say, "Oh, you know, endurance, this and that, toughest sport," swimming, you literally use every muscle in your body.
Yes,
and the
you
fact
do.
that these athletes, I know, and they separate obviously the quads that have less function,
Yep.
and the function, the group that has more function.
Yep.
I get that, but I mean, just to see what they're doing. I mean, when you're going about coaching this, I mean. Yeah, it is a teeny bit different, but you don't
Yeah.
want to treat them too different, right?
No. It's a sport. So when we got our guys and gals in the water at our respective sites throughout the U.S., you know, we get them in the pool. We work in 25-yard pools, 50-meter pools,
Right.
and you know, we're working on all the strokes they're capable of doing.
Okay.
And then we teach them also how to modify that stroke if needed to complete the swim. And you know, it might not look exactly like another swimmer that's
Right.
doing USS and that kind of stuff.
Right.
Sometimes modify a little bit, but you know, it still takes a lot of effort. Takes the whole body to get through there, and it's a lot of effort to get done 100 yards here.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, the 200, I mean, doing the individual medley, I mean, we saw what, just seeing
Oh,
what,
yeah.
Orlinda Marquez and Kathleen Tilbury. I mean, Marquez now back in this as well.
Oh, yeah.
But just, I mean, she's got the whole swim thing and a little more function for Marquez, but
Oh,
still
yeah.
very tough. I mean, she's cutting through the water.
And you're swimming the IM. So here, you know, they're still got the same rules as other swimmers, you know, out there, you know, swimming competitively. They, you know, butterfly back breast free. Everything's got to be legal.
Now, I noticed for the freestyle, I mean, because it's different, but they can do it on their back, but as
They can
long
do
as they
anything
do
they
it
want.
like
They can do
Freestyle,
whatever.
okay.
Freestyle.
Okay.
If you're around the swimming world, when you see freestyle, it's typically the crawl stroke.
Right.
But sometimes, at those elite camps, they'll actually swim backstroke in freestyle to get a time. But here, it really allows anyone to swim. But freestyle is pretty much, you just got to touch the walls and not touch the bottom, push off the bottom.
Gotcha. And yeah, they are, well, Cedric Jeter making his way through, or Linda Marquez again as they combined it. I know Mary McGriff in lane 2, and then even, I want to say that's, because they combined and I think some people.
They might be doing it.
They combined 6, 17, and 18.
They might have just with the clouds coming in and all that. But, if you look at these strokes and stuff, this guy right here in the middle, he's got a pretty darn good stroke. Freestyle, that's that typical crawl stroke. But, he's not really kicking under that. That's all upper body there.
It's Mark Hartney.
Yeah, Mark's got, you can really see that that stroke, the roll of the stroke. He's got really good efficiency underwater. I know he swam before. I recognize him in the past. Some of these guys, this is what they do year-round.
Right.
But swimming might be their specialized sport. So you really can tell when they've got that stroke down. He's really efficient. Let the sun begin.
Yes, exactly.
But that takes a lot of effort.
Yes.
A lot of these guys, it could be all 4 limbs are affected. They could be quads. Working with getting out there. Everyone's got their own speed, going after their personal best swims.
But Charlie, when you start coaching, I mean, a lot of them, some of them I can tell, probably were when they were in the military doing a lot of swimming or competitive swimmers just in general. But when you start coaching, what are some of the first things you have to work on to get them to readjust to?
Oh yeah, sometimes I get a new guy coming in, new injury, never haven't been in the water since they've been in the chair, so they have no idea what their body's going to do in the water. I've got a lot of guys that have come in, they're a diving accident, and now all of a sudden they're back in the water where they had that traumatic injury. So you got a lot of things going, but you just kind of introduce the water, see where we float, get comfort level, and then you gradually, you might use some things that help float in the beginning, but you start peeling that away, and then get them prepped for like just swimming across the pool for the first time. And then when you start seeing that, then you start talking about some other swims, and then you kind of introduce the wheelchair games. Because the wheelchair games here is, it's a rehabilitation program. The competition going for the gold and medals are a big thing, but, the main purpose of the games here is, get these guys, gals back out, living life, and introducing sport. And what's really cool is some of these guys, they all the way up to Paralympian level swimmers. Novice to Paralympian, mixing together, getting in the water, that camaraderie, that family feeling is really important. But, man, when you get in that water, they could be best friends side by side. But when you get in the water, I'm going to beat your butt. Now, I'm not going to hold back. And that's the way you want to kind of, approach this. It's like this event with all the other events. They take a lot of effort here. Some guys have MS here. It's multiple different injuries. But we're out in the heat. These guys, this zaps their energy. Like Damon here coming across here. He's a hell of a swimmer. This guy, he can't tolerate heat very long, but he's been out here all day. We've just been doing cold towels, but he's done 2 events, swimming 100 yards, and busting butt. So
and speaking of busting butt, they've kind of ripped through this 200-meter individual medley. I see Kathleen Tilbury, who was just out there before, but Orlinda Marquez ripped through it, and now Mary McGriff coming down here in lane 2.
Yeah, she's got
really good form too.
That's a good rhythm. She's had that rhythm throughout, and now she's kind of kicking it. She knows she's getting to the end. She's still finishing her stroke. She's got a little kick there, and she's going to stretch right in there and kind of get in there and get that last time. That was a hard swim, last 15 yards. That was a great swim right from the flags in.
There's Doug Godfrey. You see him there on the outside, and Orlinda Marquez finishing up their 200 meters. But, and it's just such a difference because you're right. And it's got to be a comfort thing, like you're saying with the freestyle, either going, like you said, normally like we're used to with the stroke.
Yep.
But if it's a comfort thing, so do you just suggest whichever one you're more comfortable with? Yeah, you just kind of
modify. I've been lucky in the past. I was a swim coach for many years, so I kind of get to see that stroke. You kind of just see what the body is going to allow it. And then some of these guys have rods in them. They're not allowed to, they don't have that flexibility that you and I have.
Oh, wow.
So, you know, some of those strokes have to modify just because of the hardware that's in
Well,
their
I was
back.
saying, too, the fact that they do the butterfly. I
Yeah,
mean, that's
insane.
I know all swimmers will say, you know, they have to master their stroke, and their stroke's the hardest. But being an outsider, I've always said, having tried the butterfly when I was younger, that's the hardest stroke ever.
And these guys got rods, so they don't have that flexibility or that flexion of the neck. They have to keep their head down, and man, that is a lot of stuff going through that water.
Exactly.
It's impressive.
Yeah, I mean, just seeing it here, but man, well, I mean, at least you caught up with us. Glad you came
well,
out,
thanks
man.
for having me.
Thanks for coaching too.
Thanks for being a part of this.
Oh,
It's really
absolutely.
important for our vets, and you know, this is something we're looking forward to next year in Louisville. This event just keeps growing and growing, and every sport keeps growing, and we're getting some really young guys in here and gals, and it's just great to see the whole volunteer, you guys here, and supporting this, because without all this volunteer and this happening, it's really hard to do this.
Yes.
So we greatly appreciate it. Thank you.
Well, we thank you, obviously, for what you do. And then, again, thanks for joining us. Swimming today was brought to us by Highmark, pardon me, sorry. Swimming today brought to us by Highmark. And don't forget, you can check out wheelchairgames.org/live-streaming.com for times and the rest of the live streams this week. Again, 8 o'clock tonight, we'll have the softball championship. So for the coach, Charlie Wright, just joining me for a few minutes, and Abby Hosey, David Heil, and Michael Caratonito, thanks for joining us here at the 38th Annual National Veterans Wheelchair Games, co-presented by the Department of Veterans Affairs and the Paralyzed Veterans of America. We'll see you at softball at 8 o'clock tonight.